What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Podcast with Paul,
Chris, I'm back.
And Dave.
bringing you the latest on The Amazing Race Season 30 finale, which just finished airing about 30 minutes ago on the East Coast, at least. And oh my God, wow, that was great. It was such a close race at the end. Like everyone was like dead even. But okay,
We'll get to that towards the end.
we will get to it at the end.
I'm sure we'll have a bitter battle with Chris.
Yeah, Chris thinks that it was predictable, but we'll get to it first while we discuss the episode as we go along. By the way, guys, if you guys want to talk to us in the chat below, feel free to. We'll answer any questions, concerns. Let us know what you thought of the season, the finale, all that jazz. I see we got a lot of viewers popping in right now. All right, so we just came off of a non-elimination race. Wow. Like, what did you guys think right off the last episode? Okay, non-elimination.
What I thought, because I am sort of to jump into this, I wanted Big Brother's plan and Team IndyCar and Team Extreme Big Brother to be in the final three. And I wanted Henry and Evan to lose from the speed bump. I know that's everything Chris doesn't want to happen, but that's what I want to happen.
I like a man when he disagrees with another man. No, I'm kidding. No, this is what I will say. I didn't watch the other episode.
I don't know, but all I know, I'm just telling you right now, if we ever make T-shirts, we're going to have that on one of the T-shirts. Donate to our Patreon link below so we can make these T-shirts.
All right.
I will say this. I have been Team Yale I love a nice, good underdog story. I really like Team Yale from the very beginning. And I didn't watch the other episode, but I probably missed like a couple of things. But no, I don't disagree. I disagree with that plan. I think that's complete bullshit.
Chris, your audio is messing up.
Hold on.
But okay, so but back to the episode. So we just came off.
With him.
We just came off of a non-elimination episode, and I was excited for these four teams. These are four teams that I really, really liked. Like all four of them, I thought they all did an amazing job thus far. And honestly, out of the four, I thought Big Brother was the underdog because they did very poorly, like in a lot of those later races.
The whole middle of the race, the whole middle of the season, they started like doing bad. They were just surviving. The only like that other race where they used the double U-turn, that's the only reason that they won, like that they survived. I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, they did a lot of strategy to get where they were.
Yeah.
I guess it worked out for them. But back to the episode. So they go into Hong Kong. An interesting choice, right?
Yeah.
No comments, guys. Come on.
Not
okay.
Really.
I mean, is there like a lesson you want to go with this? Like,
no, not really.
All right, so they went to Hong Kong.
Okay, so they're
exciting.
They're in Hong Kong. They all get there. What I thought was kind of funny when Henry and Evan were in the cab in Hong Kong, and the guy's name, the driver's name, was also Henry. So they're just kind of like, and the guy basically stuck with them the entire race. It was like supporting them. I thought that was pretty cute.
Yeah.
What? No.
That's it. Yeah,
you guys just want to get to the end of the episode, don't you?
Oh, obviously, but no. What I thought was kind of cool was the fact that like Henry was like, he was like, yeah, like I think he said that he speaks Cantonese, but they normally speak Mandarin over here, but the guy was able to understand it, so he had.
No. He spoke Mandarin. They spoke Cantonese.
Okay, one of the two.
Well, it's a big. I think it means something to them, Dave. All right, so
you're probably right.
Kishan writes, says in the chat, "Let's go, Team Big Brother." My pick. And Granny Peg says,
"My pick too."
It's true. Granny Peg says, "Great and exciting show tonight. I really thought that Yale was winning for a bit. Congrats, Big Brother." I mean, it really was exciting.
Yeah.
It really was exciting. All right, so let's talk about the two choices that they had to do. It was between, actually no, even before that, Team Yale has a pit stop where they have to basically put up 40 Chinese lanterns. Honestly, I thought it would take a lot longer for them to do that than they did. I thought that would put them way back. Thoughts, guys?
I thought it would have took them a lot longer too, but I felt like, I don't know, like maybe it was just them, but I feel like the challenge kind of looked a little too easy.
I agree. I thought it also looked a little too easy.
but then again, it's called a speed bump, so it's not supposed to. It's just supposed to slow you down a little bit. And in the chat, Just Sheldon says, "Why does she call him Hen? I just heard it so much, it's burned into my head." And yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
100% agree with you. It got so freaking annoying towards the end that whenever Jessica kept on saying "shut up," I was right there with her.
Even Henry told her to be quiet after a little while.
I was so happy he did. He was like, "Just stop."
Yeah, just stop. Maybe they would have won if.
Oh, speaking of that, so Kishon Wright says, "If I am Henry, I would tell Evan, next time you call me Hen, we are breaking up. It's annoying." I don't know if I go that far, but
yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
it's annoying as hell.
Just call her Ev. Just say, hey, Hen and Ev.
You know how annoying it was? Like, come on, Hen. Yes, Hen, you're doing nothing. You're adding nothing to
Oh my
this.
god, but you have to understand, like, this is $1 million. Like, she probably had so much anxiety and like
clearly she had so much anxiety, but you know what? She could have just been like Cody and just angrily stare.
Not everyone has Cody's personality.
Yeah, not everyone likes to angrily stare. Dave, not even you like to angrily stare.
I don't know.
I do that. I think I do that more like out of the three of us, though.
I think honestly, I do think her adrenaline was kicking in a little bit. She was like, "Oh my god, this is it! This is it! This is it!" Like imagine like you're a 33% chance of actually winning $1 million, like, and you're just sitting there, like, just waiting for your partner to like fucking get that thing together.
I mean, it's got to be aggravating. Chris is right. I guess she was coping with it in the way that she knew how, which is like trying to motivate him.
But she does that even when they're winning. Like,
yeah, but she was annoying Jessica, though. I mean. Not that it worked, but
well, I mean, maybe it did a little bit.
No, she didn't think it annoyed her though. I don't think she was focused on that. I think she was just focused on like saying Hen as many times as she could. All right, so back to the episode.
Yeah. Back to the episode. They all take like a picture in front of all of Hong Kong. Alex and Connor. Connor especially seems very impatient this entire episode. Like there was something up his ass this episode. That's all.
Yeah. I noticed that too, actually.
Cody and Jessica, Christy and Jen, Henry and Evan, they all took a very nice picture. Like, they were nice about it. Connor was just complaining the entire time. Anyway, so they had to choose between collecting 50 hairy crabs and like tying them up, or going to a restaurant and trying to take the order of 8 individuals who are ordering food in Cantonese. A language that none of them speak. So let's talk about where they chose to go. So 3 of the teams chose to go with the hairy crab. That was Team IndyCar, Team Extreme, and Team Big Brother. But then a twist. Connor gets bitten in like the finger, and according to him, his finger almost came off. Cannot confirm nor deny because I am not Connor. And then they decide to switch to the restaurant, which is also where Henry and Evan were going. So it was like raining. So it would seem. Actually, I'm not sure if it was rain or
it wasn't raining.
It wasn't actually raining. They had it set up.
They were trying to simulate a typhoon.
Right. Yeah. So it was simulated typhoon. Wow. I mean, yeah. Honestly, that looked really, really tough. What do you guys think was the harder of the two? Because
I would say that the harder of the two was the crabs, because it looked like Henry and Evan got through the first, like that. Let's keep in mind, IndyCar and Henry and Evan both made it to the next part of the lake. Yeah, the next part of the lake first, whereas Big Brother and Team Extreme were 3rd and 4th for a little bit.
Just Sheldon says, "Do you need fingers to drive?" Well, I guess if you're a pro, you probably do.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that they're such pros that like they could handle not having all their fingers.
Rennie Peg says the hairy crab sounds like a rock band. You guys want to start it? Amazing Race
Maybe.
Season 30. Inspired.
You know what? If someone decides to like just donate $100 to our Patreon, we will make a music video. No one's gonna do it, so we're not making a music video.
I play drums, so I can do it.
I used to be a singer and screamer in a garage band, so.
I got no double bass there, Dave. So
are we recapping the episode?
Yes. So what were you saying, Dave?
The food challenge looks a lot easier.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you there, and I'm sure Chris probably does too. But
I don't know. You never asked. You don't ask me. Where are my questions?
I didn't ask Dave. I asked both of you.
We're just so used to you not being part of the chat that we just assume
I
things
mean, I'm
about
waiting
you.
for one of you guys to finish.
Chris,
well,
do you have
Chris
an
is here, so-
opinion?
This is what I want to say. I think, as usual, one's more mental, one's more physical, and honestly, it's between them what they want to pick. The harder, I mean, I think the crab one actually was a lot easier, but it got a little tricky with like you said, with Team IndyCar, like getting their finger, like they're like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. It looked at the beginning, it looked like the mental one was a lot harder, but
I
then
agree with that.
when I heard 8 plates, I was like, what the hell? They have to do this 8 times? I was like, oh wait, no, it's just 8 plates. And
Yeah, I thought it was.
then it was this.
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
No, then it was just easy. Like I thought it would have been like 8 rounds instead of 8 plates. I think if it was 8 rounds, it would have been equal to the crabs instead of 8 plates. I feel like 8 plates is just too easy.
I thought what was interesting about it was that once you put all 8 of the plates down, then you can basically just switch them off like whenever you wanted. I thought I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like if you got it wrong, you should have gave all the food back and just started right over. I think that would have made it an equal challenge.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
expected
agree with that.
to
I agree with
happen.
that.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting because like when I first heard about this, I'm like, obviously you're just gonna want to go with the Harry Crab one, and then like I said, you saw that the first 2 teams to get to the next part of the leg were the first 2 teams to go to do the that challenge, like the restaurant challenge, and even Team IndyCar was still in second place even though they switched the challenge. So that tells you how much easier that challenge is.
Right, that's right. That's exactly right. I have to say, Connor was very. I literally wrote down in my notes, Connor got pretty pissy during this challenge.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, I guess almost having your finger bitten off, like.
Well, I mean, it was during the restaurant too.
Well, that was after.
Yeah,
the
but
restaurant
that was
the
after,
finger.
so it probably ruined his entire night.
Just Sheldon says depends how you picked up the language. I'm not. I mean, a lot of it's just phonetic, I think. So if
I
you
would
just
argue
write
it was
down,
phonetic.
yeah.
I did like
that-
Connor's
that's what seemed like-
strategy when he wrote down the last 2 things that each person said. I thought that was like a pretty good strategy rather than just remember the entire thing, because the label has like everything there, so you don't have to remember everything. You just have to make a distinction between differentiate between the other plates.
Absolutely.
So smart move on his part.
I know. I was actually surprised that but with that strategy, it was really, really, really smart and definitely panned out because they finished not too far out from Henry and Evan, who finished first. Obviously.
I also think it's worth noting that I feel like more this episode than any other episode we've had, like so many teams keep on saying I can't do this. It's impossible, and then they figure out a way to do the challenge anyway.
It's working through like working through barriers that you create for yourself and just bashing through them. That's what the Amazing Race is.
That's what life is all about.
True.
Yeah.
Come to this
They
podcast,
say
you
it,
get
but
life
then
advice too.
they say but they're just like they're self-doubting. They're like, oh, I can't do it, but it's got to get done. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like
Exactly.
it's got to get. Someone's got to do it.
You have to power through it. Life lessons with Reality Room Powercast.
Hey. Back to the crabs. Cody, I believe
Back to the crab.
Cody and Jess finish first.
They did.
Right. I think Christy and Jen had to redo a couple of them. Like a whole bunch.
They had to redo a whole bunch of them, and Cody, did the Cody thing where he wins the challenge.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jessica was tying them too. Like you can't knock that.
That is true.
Yeah, Cody and Jess just did very well. They only had to redo maybe 5, if any, and they finished before Christy and Jen do. So then we make it to the next challenge. What was it? Rage Arts, I think it was. Looking down at my notes. Yes. I loved this challenge. Also, I think this was the perfect challenge for Connor at this very point in time.
Oh, yeah.
Because Connor was very pissed, a lot of pent-up anger, has to, take it out on something.
Alex was even saying, he's like, this is great for you right now.
Exactly. Granny Peck says Indy had to committee to the plates since they already messed up the crabs. They that was when they got frustrated and got behind. Yeah, that's true. Although they never really made it past the last part of the race, so maybe it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But that's definitely when they lost some time. But they still ended up in second. So I'm not sure if they would have progressed that quickly, even if they stuck with the crab. But
Well,
yeah,
did they have to stick with one? Like once they stuck with the crabs, like did they have to stick with that? They couldn't. They're not gonna go all the way back in. Not the crabs. I'm sorry. The rest, like once they're at the restaurant, don't they have to just stick there? They can't go back again once they leave.
you probably could, but Granny Peg's saying they had to commit because they already.
Yeah, it'd be
Oh, I
stupid
see.
to keep going back and forth. Like, hey, like let's just go back to the challenge we left. That's you're
Yeah,
switching
it doesn't make
times.
any. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so yeah, this rage art thing. I believe Henry and Evan make it there first, and then Team Indy, and then Big Brother.
Big Brother and Extreme.
Yeah. I believe Henry and Evan finish first, if I recall. Does that sound right to you guys?
They did finish first because they had the head start, and yeah, it was them first.
Mm-hmm. And then Team IndyCar right after. It was basically the order when they came in was the order they got out.
Yeah, because Christy and Jen, Christy in particular, got more frustrated, saying that it was hurting her whenever she was smashing everything.
Yeah, Christy had a lot of difficulty with this challenge. Also, Evan, not Evan, Henry and Connor, and Connor broke a few of their bats, which is fun to watch.
Yeah, of course Connor did.
Yeah, Connor did it like
Connor of all people. Come on.
No, I mean, while Jessica was standing there afraid of what was going on with Cody, where she's like, "This is perfect for you," and he managed to not break any bat and still was the most aggressive and apparently scared her.
That's because that's it's just the way you hold the bat really. If you put all the weight in like one area, it's gonna break. So you got to hold it properly. So yeah, so I guess we'll just go past the rage art thing. Other than Christy and Jen completely, Christy not being able to do very well with this, she didn't look at the clue either, so she wasn't. I don't think she even knew what she was doing.
Oh, just Sheldon asked in the chat, how much money does that cost to do? Rage arts?
Well,
I have no idea.
If I had to take a guess on how they do it, people probably recycle old electronics, and then they buy the recycled electronics at a cheap price to use for rage art. So if I had to say, it doesn't cost that much at all. Those were very old computers. It looked like honestly, it's just.
Honestly, it's possible that they could have just went to a junkyard and just picked it all
That's
up.
what I was thinking too. I was thinking about junkyard too.
Absolutely.
But I would say, I'd have to be honest, like I feel like it would probably cost like somewhere over $100 probably for like one session of it, you know?
It was just weird that some of the parts that looked exactly the same though. That's why I think like maybe they didn't find it at a junkyard. I'm thinking about it now, like they probably.
Well, they had to build it up a little bit because they had to like insert the clues and the clue pieces a little bit.
Yeah, but the objects with the other teams were consistent, so that's what I'm saying. They probably planned out what type of objects. I mean, it's CBS. Let's be real here. Like they can afford getting a bunch of junk, like and just having them bash it.
A bunch of specific junk.
Oh, Chris, they are losing $1 million. Okay, so yeah, but no. Definitely good point. There. I don't know. We'll have to ask one of the producers where they got the electronics from.
Yeah, I mean, just fun fact, they do have rage rooms here in the U.S. You could look that up. Like, yeah. I saw it on Facebook the other day. And I think I don't know if I messaged you guys. I was like, we gotta do this. Now we really gotta do it.
All right, now we got to do it, and we'll put it on YouTube when we do it. Okay. Yes. So Chris, bring your camera, and we won't break it, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Unless you piss me off.
Well, let's not make any promises. All right, let's. So this Chris rolling his eyes.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so then they had to go find 3 signs, each representing a past leg of the race. I believe it was Washington Square,
which is Washington Square.
Washington Square Park, which I want to remind everyone we were at.
I was
Good-
thinking that when I saw that. I was like, oh my god, it's flashback to when we were there.
Whenever we saw him do whenever we saw Phil just do the flashback to Washington Square, I was like, are we gonna see ourselves again?
we're the
It just like has like a mask like right next to him of us just cheering in that wide long angle shot.
Peg says those electronics are stuff that come from Recycle Place, I think. Yeah, that's
makes
right.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kashan says I haven't seen a computer with a fat butt in a while. I mean, yeah, when I was like a kid, we had those computers. I remember fucking dial up. Oh, excuse me, dial up to the internet with the phone line. God,
you're old.
What?
You're old.
You're old too. You remember that, don't you?
Of course, I remember that. I was just trying to be a dick. I'm
older
than
you.
you.
God, you're old. We're like mid-20s. All right. Anyway,
like mid-20s. Don't make us say our ages. I don't know. Just keep going with this show.
This is nonsense, Dave. All right, so Washington
100%.
Square Park, Fez, which represented Morocco, and the bull, which represented, I believe, Provence, France. Anyway, and a lot of them took a long time figuring all this stuff out. Honestly, it was a little frustrating, to watch. Well, and maybe not frustrating, but like all the teams were there basically at the same time. Like they all got caught up, and I was just like, damn, when is one of them going to figure it out?
Yeah, no, that was taking a bit too long. I felt
that gave me a little anxiety. Dead ass. I had anxiety when I was watching this at Target. I was just like, oh my god, go get CBS All Access. I was honestly though, I really thought Team Big Brother was just not gonna win this one. I really thought, when I first saw them all there, I was like, okay, Chrissy and Jen are out. They're out. They got last in the other challenge. Who was it? Jen that couldn't break the stuff, or was it Christy? Christy, right? I was like, yep, this is just completely gonna foreshadow their undoing, and they're gonna lose. Yeah, and so reversal, they caught up pretty quickly, and I'm actually kind of surprised. Not gonna lie, very, very, very surprised that Christy and Jen caught up so quickly, and it looked really annoying. I felt as annoyed like they were, super annoyed. It looked like a very hard combination to figure out. What did you guys think?
Worth noting, we should tell the viewers while this happened, before the episode started, Chris was like, Christy and Jen are gonna win. Christy and Jen.
No. I said Christy and Jen. No, I did think Christy and Jen were gonna win the entire thing. I definitely did say that.
What's this yellow thing on your hand, Chris? What is that?
It's a wristband.
You look like a goddamn pilot. Oh, is it for the episode? That's cool. It is.
It's so for the episode. It's not.
I thought it was supposed to represent the French fries that you pushed in McDonald's.
Oh my god!
But no,
everyone refer to episode 2 or 3 to get the reference of our recap.
That happened to us last week, right? Someone actually said something about the French fries.
Yeah, yes.
We'll talk about that at the finale episode because I have a comment about that. Keep going. All right, keep going.
This is the finale episode.
When was the second part? That's what we talk about.
Okay. So,
right, but no. Chris messaged us and he was just like, "Oh, Christy and Jen are gonna win." And then he's like, "Never mind."
Did you not just listen? Did you not just listen to Chris? He said to wait until the second part of the episode. All right.
No. He meant
no. He's referring to the Christy and Jen thing. No, this is what I said. I said, Chris. I honestly thought Christy and Jen were gonna win this whole entire thing. And then once they got to the hitting the garbage, whatever you want to call it, I thought they were done. I thought they were out of the game.
What I thought.
And they weren't, and that surprised me. That surprised the shit out of me. I'm gonna be honest. I really thought Team IndyCar was, because it looked like they were the second one there. It looked like they were able to figure it out. They were gonna work with Team Yale. I'm glad. Actually kind of glad. I'm glad Henry said something to IndyCar.
So there's something else we should note about that. So whenever all the teams got there, Team IndyCar was there, and they were like, "Hey, let's just work with Yale," because Team IndyCar has been friendly enough to just work with anybody. They didn't care, pretty much this whole game.
Yeah, they didn't really care.
Yeah, at this point of the stage of the game, though, all 4 teams separated, and they realized, hey, we can't really work together too much. Henry kind of tried telling IndyCar, hey, just go up more, where Edvin was like, why are you telling them this? Where the two of them had different dynamics with how they wanted to work with the other teams, because at this point they didn't need to.
I thought it was smart though. To add on what you're saying, I thought it was smart for Henry to tell them that because they probably wanted IndyCar in the final 3 with them because the IndyCar is like
I think
they're
Henry
okay. I honestly think their ideal final 3 like for the very end of was Team IndyCar and Team Extreme. And not Big Brother.
Granny Peg in the chat says that combo thing was just very difficult. I could not understand it at all. Yeah, I mean,
I agree with that.
I don't know what happened with the buttons. With the
we know what it is though. Every team had a different combination, but it was 1-3-5. But like they had to figure out what the numbers were.
Did it push in when there was a right when there was a right one?
No, they had to slide the lock out, but the problem is that they had to figure out which combination of 1, 3, and 5.
See, they didn't really describe it too well. I was confused because when Chrissy and Jen were doing it, it looked like they had to do it at the same time. Like there was one side that had the combination, and then there was another side and the Sukis that had the combination.
No,
so it was a little confusing.
No, they were just trying to hold it because it was like tied. It was handcuffed to them.
Oh yeah, right. It was handcuffed to them during the rage part of the challenge. Okay, so Team Yale, they win first, and then right when they win, that's when they give Team IndyCar like the hint to be like, no, the last clue isn't down here, it's up there. They all basically agreed that that out of the numbers, there was at least a 3 and a 5. Some had more numbers at the time, but like through trial and error, they got through it. Except for Team Big Brother later, who didn't actually find 3. They only found the 1 and the 5, and they went through all of them, which is.
And once again, they got lucky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they did. So let's talk about who got first. Henry and Evan got first, and they're the ones that had. Go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off, but that's what Phil referenced is that they had the speed bump,
right?
And then on top of having the speed bump, they're one of like a small handful of teams that actually won their leg with a speed bump.
Kashan says, "Yo, I wonder where Cody rank as top racers. He dominated every challenge they throw at him. Do y'all think rank him top 5? I mean, Cody was just amazing at the Amazing Race. I don't know I don't know where to rank him because I'm not too knowledgeable about the show, but he's definitely up there. Definitely up there for sure.
I mean, the dude is a total beast. I mean, like I want to see him on Survivor next, but then I realized he has no social game, so there's no point.
Plus, he already won the million.
Yeah.
And won the girl.
Yeah. So yeah, I would probably say he's up there, but not for nothing. If I went back and I watched all the seasons of Amazing Race, I'm too biased.
Chris,
are we talking about Henry or are we talking about Team IndyCar? I'm sorry, you guys were lagging on my end.
We're talking about Cody, and just someone in the chat asked if we thought Cody would be ranked like top 5 of racers because of how well he did in every single challenge.
I do have an opinion about that, but I am going to save it for later.
Okay, Chris is going to say yes
because it just has to do with the season overall. But I'm going to wait till the very end.
Okay,
fair enough. Okay, so Henry and Evan first place make it to the finale. Then Cody and Jessica make it. Cody and Jessica get the 1 and the 5, and they guess the last number, which works out for them. Christy and Jen pull a similar move, or maybe they find out. I don't actually remember.
I think they found all 3 numbers, and I think they just kept on switching around. But I mean, ultimately, I got to be honest with this whole challenge. Like, you kind of had to get lucky and realize, because you know what it was? Everyone was overthinking. And what I feel like the team should have looked for, what they were getting caught up in the moment, was they should have looked for what was out of place here. Whereas they were looking at things that were just there normally.
Right.
Because, like the picture of the bull, for example, like that was clearly out of place.
I'm a little confused. Wait, can someone just briefly? How did the numbers match the picture? Was it just
it matches the leg of the race? So
is that what it is? It said that on the clue, right?
You have the image of Washington Square Park, like the monument.
So that would be 1. Okay.
You had the bull for the
France, which was 5.
Right. There was 2 Frances, and the Morocco, which was the Fez.
God damn it, that's hard.
I know. I'm surprised everyone got the Fez so quickly. I was like, really?
Yeah,
that's the
Washington
one you get.
Square Park was easy though. Like that's easy.
And that's the last one people found.
I felt like Washington Square Park was the hardest to find because it blended in with the neon.
Just Sheldon
Yeah.
says usually rank as a pair, and Jess is a little lackluster. Yeah, you're right about that for
I
sure.
agree with that. I think I have something to say about that later on towards the end too.
Renee Peg says, "I don't think Cody will do any more reality TV shows now." I agree.
No,
I'm going to
have
talk about
their
that.
they
I'm
have
going
their
to talk
blog. They
about
have
that
their
at the end.
yeah. They have their blog channel. But anyway, let's keep going.
All right, so back to the race. Christy and Jen get third, and Team IndyCar, they never complete that part of the race, and they're eliminated. I mean, they're frustrated, obviously, but it is what it is. Phil cheers them up, which is nice of him.
Yeah, Phil tries to cheer up Connor, who's kind of like down at this point, and then
I felt
it
bad.
is what
I
it is.
really did feel bad. They were
I
so
did too.
good.
I love
in
them,
Team
but
IndyCar.
it is what it is. It sucks. But one thing I want to bring up is when and before we jump into the next episode, whenever Cody and Jessica got second place, they saw Henry and Evan. Cody and the two of them, particularly Cody, for example, were totally speechless because their plans for who they wanted in the final three didn't happen.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, let me ask you guys: Are you upset about that?
No,
I am. I wanted
Okay,
the final three to happen the way
Paul, I agree with Paul on this one. I wasn't upset about that. The only reason why I'm not upset about that is because I like an underdog story. I don't like three teams against one. It's not
Yeah, I
fair.
think- I think it's.
I wanted to see the strongest battle it out. That's
I
what
thought the
wanted
whole
to see.
final. Yeah, okay, but
I love Henry and
that
Evan.
was the strongest, Dave. That
You're
was
not
the
wrong.
strongest.
You're not
The
wrong.
strongest because they got there.
I'll be back.
You're not wrong. The reason why I'm saying, I guess I was going physical, but they were more mental. Fine, whatever. Let's just go into the
They
next
got
episode.
second place. They almost won.
They almost did.
They almost won if it wasn't for Hen. All right. All right. Back to the race. So they get their clue, they or whatever, and they're going to San Francisco. Where the hell did Chris go? To get a drink?
He said, "I'll be right back."
Okay, cool.
He's crying that he's still probably crying over the fact that who lost.
All right. So Alex and Connor, I just had that they were eliminated. All right. So what they have to find is the Willie Mays statue. Now, I've never been to San Francisco. We're all New Yorkers here.
Doesn't mean we can't travel, Paul.
Well, I don't think any of us have been to San Fran. I've been to LA, but not San Fran. I do want to go soon, though. Well, we'll talk about it anyway.
That has nothing to do with this podcast. Okay, Paul wants to go to San Francisco. I was supposed to go to LA last year. Cool. There,
Okay.
happy.
I've already been
Chris
to
has
LA.
a sob story. Yeah, fuck you.
I've already been to LA, Dave. All right. Anyway, back.
I was supposed to be at E3. Okay.
I remember. All right, back to the.
I'm still kind of bitter.
I can tell. All right, back to the game at hand. So I have to find the Willie Mays statue for the clue, and so they got there. Evan didn't like seeing actually before that, even when they got to the plane, Evan was like kind of, she wasn't too happy seeing Christy and Jen. Like, she likes them, but she thought that they were the biggest competitors there, so she was kind of worried that Christy and Jen,
can beat them out, which is understandable.
Bigger competition. They had to go to the Giants baseball stadium. And basically, the four of them got the clue, and they had to find the number 660, which is the amount of home runs that Willie Mays hit in his, I guess, baseball career. But a lot of them, I think the number was on the statue. They showed that, right?
I honestly don't remember, but the way they did find the number was that they just had a random stranger tell them after Googling it.
How would you not look up the number? Biggest mistake by the teams. Yeah, I agree with that completely. Christy and Jen were right to ask right off the gate.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing though too is that it was interesting because all three teams were like in the same. I don't want to say in the same boat because they were actually literally in separate boats, but you know what I mean. They were all at the same playing field where like
Good joke, Dave.
Okay, another pun. Okay, can I say this without a pun? They were all at equal footing.
I hate you.
Fuck you.
They were all at equal footing where they didn't know what the number was, and like I said, Cody and Jessica got the idea to ask, and then Cody decided to scream it out, which Jessica responds, "Scream this out."
Just Sheldon says, "Yeah, it was on the statue. The statue was right there. No one saw it on the statue. That's a little aggravating."
Again, no one had that advantage though, so it was still equal.
Yeah, but
also worth noting, Patty, who doesn't seem to be here, who has told us like every other week that her friend on the bicycle was going to give wrong directions. I believe he gave the wrong directions to Team Extreme, but that didn't cost him the race though.
Right. Yeah. It didn't show on the episode. I don't think the directions
No,
that they gave.
the
It did.
guy was on the episode though, because Patty did tweet at us when that happened.
He did. He did tell them the amount of home runs though.
No,
Like
no. The guy on the bicycle earlier.
Oh, that was the guy earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so it didn't cost them though, so that's good at the very least.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. But yeah, no. So basically, I believe it was Team Extreme that finished first, followed by Jessica and Cody, and then Yale.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think
Yes.
so too. Cool.
Yes. Oh, during that the boat thing, Henry and Evan and Cody and Jessica crash into each other, and
I think
Evan's
it was
like,
totally on purpose.
Evan's like, go left, and Cody's like, do you mean right? Do you mean right? Because left would bam you right into us, and that's what happened. Oh god, I thought that was supposed to. I thought that was funny.
Was it just me, or did it seem like almost intentional for like Cody to bash into them? Like,
Well, he said, "Do you mean right? Like go right."
oh, you know what it was? Like the way he was smiling, I thought he was purposely trying to crash into them, so I read that wrong.
No, he's like, "What are you guys doing?" That's what he's saying.
He's
like, He's like, "Y'all crazy." That's what he's saying.
Okay, that's why.
All right, so they finish. They have to go to the Bay Bridge. Where they have to climb. Where one person from each team has to climb 200 feet, and then bungee. It is bungee. Free fall or bungee jump.
Free fall. I think it's free fall.
Right. Free fall. Into like the darkness, basically.
Yeah.
Which the pitch back. Oh, okay, I wrote it down. The pitch black abyss. Thoughts? Chris would love this, I think.
I did like it. Yeah, I liked how Jessica was talking about how like where she was, it was really foggy. So I guess she didn't really see too much, and she probably was shitting her pants when Cody just came flying down.
I mean, that's why they wore all the lights.
She was like, "What the hell's going on?" God.
I want to try that.
When they were going up, like Jessica was like, "Cody, you have a nice butt from here," and then Evan was like, "Henry, why can't I hear you?" And then Jessica was like, "Don't worry, Evan, you got a nice butt too."
That was great.
And we know Jessica with the butts from Big Brother.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We do.
I know you're talking about.
Oh my god, I forgot all about that.
I mean, that's because you guys aren't real super fans.
I forgot that. Yeah.
All right. So Team Extreme finished second. They were actually right behind Cody when they jumped. Team Yell were pretty behind, actually. But
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I think at that part I was just like, they're done.
The Clue had, yeah, I thought so too. The Clue had pictures. It was like a bridge, and it looked like a cookie or something. It ended up being the Fortune Cookie Factory, which I'm surprised they all got like so quick. You know what I mean? Like I'd probably be staring at that thing for like an hour.
Yeah.
Well, they X'd around. They X'd around.
Sean Wright said in the chat, Cody twisted his ankle and still powered through climbing the rope crazy. Yeah, because like Jessica keeps on saying, he's a cyborg.
Wow, that's true. Good point.
Yeah,
Good point.
He's a cyborg.
Well, and now he's a millionaire cyborg, and he's going to help the robots take over the world.
He's an upgraded cyborg now.
All right, so Fortune Cookie Factory. This is when Cody and Jessica got a little behind. I believe. Did Team Yale finish first with the Fortune Cookie? Or was it Team
Extreme Big Brother Yale?
Right.
No. Big Brother was
last.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
They were.
They were complaining. They were like, because Yale was doing great, and then Big Brother started complaining. They're like, yeah, like we're in last place again. Like Cody was in the car.
Oh,
right. No. This is what happened. Cody and Jessica finished first. They couldn't find a taxi, but Henry and Evan finished right after and found a taxi immediately. That's what happened.
Also, was it just me, or like, did anyone else get annoyed when they're doing the challenge and it just goes like, I'm just gonna eat one of the fortune cookies? I'm like,
No.
every
She was probably
second
starving
counts.
though. No, they all probably did that. I mean, and it was Cody. It was Cody was like they had to take turns. So like just because Jessica's eating, it's not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, like, why
But
did
no,
they
he
show
ate
her
one of
eating?
he ate one of the she ate one of the fortune cookies off the tray that he put in.
Oh, did she? I don't know. Well, I guess that's kind of fucked up. But it's only one.
I mean, all I have to say is, why did they show her eating a fortune cookie but not playing with another cat? Like, what the hell? Like, why was there not
Or
another
why
cat
not
there?
have her read of? Why couldn't she read inside the fortune cookie? Oh,
Just
that's right. They're
Sheldon.
making it.
Just Sheldon says, but they didn't get the taxi. Yeah, they did. They didn't get the taxi.
Right. Yeah.
They still won the whole show.
Shut up.
Let's keep.
Chris.
Okay. Can we just talk? Can we talk about the final challenge and like just because
Absolutely.
I think we're all
Talk about
dying
it.
to just express.
Chris,
we're
Chris,
all
go ahead.
dying to start a screaming match.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah.
You-
So they had to build a jet.
Not a jet, Chris, a plane. Let's get specific.
There's a big difference.
You're already wrong.
Yeah,
They had to build a plane. I thought that
They
that
had-
ship,
they had-
they
they
had
had
to
to-
find it on a
no,
big
no.
ship.
They
and that
had to
ship
get
is
the 12.
huge.
They had to find the 12 pieces first. Then one of the partners had to build a plane, and all
Cody-
three of them were there, and that's when the entire race was all evened out.
I'm confused though. They couldn't choose. Was it by default or?
I think
That's
they
what I was
chose.
trying to figure out. I think someone had to do something more so in the first part, and then whoever. Did
Yeah,
more
I
in the
was
first
kind of
part did
confused
something
by
in the
that.
second.
No, because one of them could participate in the other challenge. So since Cody participated in the other challenge of going up, that's why Jessica had to finish.
That makes
See, I said
sense.
something smart. I'm a smart boy.
Hey, Chris, you're a smart boy.
Occasionally.
Chris,
I don't know.
Chris is a smart boy. New shirt idea, guys. Please support our Patreon down below so we can make this happen.
I like the other one better. It's just too bizarre.
Chris is a smart boy.
I was also
Anyway.
eating Sonic while this was going on. I was at Sonic. The guy was
Jealous.
telling me to leave, and I was like, "This is more important right now. I have to watch this."
Sonic is not a sponsor. Just Sheldon says propeller plane down below.
Propeller plane.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Propeller plane. Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul,
So,
recap it.
Honestly, Big Brother. Oh, I have to do it. Big Brother caught up. Like really, they were behind. Obviously, when they got in, but they caught up with finding the parts rather quickly. I think they had like 11 out of 12, while the other teams basically had around the same amount or even a little less. So I was actually very impressed with them during this part. Cody was just jetting through. I mean, I think Cody even said in one of his confessionals, he's like, "Yeah, at this point, I just want to win. Like, I don't even care about the money. I just want to win." And he just gets up and leaves and doesn't mute his mic. Thanks, Chris. Dave, thoughts?
Chris should stop leaving. Just randomly.
No, because some keeps. Never mind. Just keep going.
Home issues.
Yeah. So,
Go ahead, Dave.
I'm sorry, Paul. What was your question? I was so distracted.
It's like, what was your thoughts on Cody just like ramming right through this challenge and him saying that he just wants to win? Like, it's not just about the money. He just wants to win.
Spoken like a true cyborg.
That's I was about to say. I knew Dave was gonna say the cyborg thing. I mean, Cody just is a physical. I don't know how to describe it. Just a cyborg.
Marine.
He's a
That's-
cyborg.
Trained Marine.
I disagree. That's passion right there. Wanting to win. Passion. That's not cyborg. That's the opposite of cyborg. You guys don't know what you're talking about.
I will say this: he definitely wanted to win Amazing Race a lot more than he wanted to win Big Brother. That's for
Well,
sure.
Yeah, because Amazing Race was all about the competition and hardly about the social aspect.
Exactly.
Even though they came out with more friends from the Amazing Race than they did.
That's what's because
they
they
though?
admired.
Wait,
yeah,
did they? Did they come out with
Yeah.
more friends?
They did.
because the only friends they came out with were Mark and Elena. Now they came out with Team Extreme and Team IndyCar. They doubled the amount of friends. They made
I like how you like Mark Elena IndyCar. Like
And-
completely.
And Ocean Rescue. Not.
Well, they came out with less. They came out with less enemies this time around.
If I was Cody, I would have proposed the day the episode came on of Team Ocean Rescue.
See
getting married,
now,
'cause that would have been funny.
now everything is starting to make sense. But all right, keep going. They were really close. Like there was like 4 minutes. I hate when CBS does this. 4 minutes of like the most biggest anxiety of just having to make this
It's
fucking
called
plane.
good editing.
And all while doing this, I was creating the video that we're watching now. So to me, typing away the title and watching the screen. Did anyone do anything yet? No. Okay. When they're building the plane, like
Yeah.
it's just crazy. I heard Jessica
Yeah, so-
complaining about Evan.
So basically,
I
in the
really thought
end-
it was
Should we just jump to the ending now? Like, because there's a couple things I want to say
Yeah.
before. Like, so
okay. Yeah.
okay, so Jessica finishes her plane first, right? So she hugs the guy who has to check everything, and then Cody just screams at her, "Run, run!" Because she's too busy, like happy, like, "Oh my God, I won!" He's like, "Not yet."
it was literally
I-
minutes.
I absolutely don't blame her though, but it was funny.
It was. It really, 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 really was.
So she pushed her plane all the way through. They ran to the finish line. The rest of the cast is over there. Even Lucas and Brittany, because they're paid to probably stay there until
Oh,
say
hell
Scream.
yeah.
And yeah, so Team Big Brother won with Hen and Evan came in second place, and Christy
No,
and
I
Jen
just
came in
want to
first.
say that Henry had the right answer
Yeah,
at one
he did.
point.
He did have it, and then he switched it. He only had 2 parts he had.
I feel
Yeah.
so bad because
Yeah.
they didn't. This is the first time they're watching it back. It's not like they told them. Oh, and by the way, you had it at one point. They're only seeing that now, and that's crazy.
And you know what I'm thinking right now? I'm thinking that they watched it back, and I wouldn't be shocked if Evan was like, "I'm done with you."
No, Evan's not like that.
I don't know her well enough.
I
but it
don't.
wouldn't
I don't. I
shock
don't.
me. I don't think so.
You can tell she cares about him a lot. That's why she's
Yeah.
like so strict.
I agree. I hope.
I really, Chrissy and Jen. I thought it looked like Chrissy and Jen really had it though.
They took it
Jen-
hard.
Jen was
Yeah.
absolutely devastated, but even Jessica and Cody were kind of like wanted to kind of cheer them up a little bit. Also with the ending, like just for them, like one of the things that I want to say, I kind of feel like this kind of came back full circle for Jess and Cody, and one of the reasons for that is because the entire time in my opinion, I always feel like Cody did most of the work. Actually, it's not even an opinion, it's just the facts. Most of the challenges, Cody did most of the work. So the last challenge, having Jessica be the one to do it and her to win it, I felt like it showed like they really are a team. Like,
Well, just
not that we
Jessica did
doubted
do a
that.
lot of Jessica did do a lot of the beginning
No,
challenge.
Yeah.
versus the
She
episodes.
did do a lot, and I don't disagree with that. But like, I guess to me in particular, it looked like a good full circle thing. And then another thing I just want to mention though, just before Paul says anything, this I want to keep in mind with Amazing Race is that it aired right after Big Brother. So I believe they said Cody had about 5 days out in the real world after Big Brother ended, and
Yeah.
before he went to sequester for Amazing Race. So Cody's journey is like insane from losing Big Brother to like within like the next
America's
50
favorite
days.
player.
Yeah, becoming America's favorite player, meeting the current love of his life. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like that all happened way too quickly, but still, to being like winning $1 million.
It's definitely it's a good story for sure.
Yeah, like he had the craziest year of his life. I'm gonna
Definitely has a lot
Six
more
months.
money.
6 months.
A
if
lot more
anything.
money. He has a lot more money than he had before. That's for sure.
He was
Yeah,
gonna
I
do.
mean, they probably just got the money today though.
Doing a
I
podcast.
mean,
Chris, mute if you're doing
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Okay.
now.
Okay. Anyway, but back to the episode. So yeah, I mean, Cody's
Okay.
journey was definitely incredible during this, and just not even like the past. It's like the past like 6 months. Chris, there's
Yeah.
literally a mute button on your laptop. It's the microphone.
You guys can keep going. Sorry, my mom came in. Keep going.
Okay. So back to the episode. I mean, I think any of them would have been a good story because, like the Yale team, they had the underdog story, and the Christy and Jen, they were the most powerful team throughout this entire season. And it was an all female team.
See, that's why I thought it was. But that's why I really thought it was going to be Chrissy and Jen. The way they edited it, it looked like it was going to. It looked like they had the winning edit throughout the entire series, but I guess good reverse on the editor's part.
They are in,
also
they're in
Krishan, right?
grad school now. Who's in grad school? Just Sheldon.
Krishan Wright wrote in the chat, Chris is hilarious. Please don't
Okay.
encourage him anymore, Krishan.
Oh, thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate it. I'll continue.
Okay.
Please don't encourage him.
Okay.
Because then we have Paul doing things
Okay.
like this.
So so this is, can I talk about the Jessica and Cody thing really quickly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. I'm really happy that
I'm
Jessica
doing a
and
podcast,
Cody.
Mom.
I'm happy Jessica and Cody won, but I'm happy they got the money. Very happy for them. Great. I think narrative-wise, I don't know. It made the season like I wasn't satisfied with the entire season of Jessica and Cody winning. It's a weird. I know this is gonna sound like a dick, like douchey, like asshole thing to say, but like Jessica and Cody like just did way too much. Like he was very competitive, very strong, great, but I didn't really think it was a unpredictable ending. What do you guys think?
It's what I wanted to happen. And there were a couple times where I thought they were going to lose the race or lose the show. Like, keep in mind, the only reason why I believe it was France. The only reason why they won that one was because they survived that one was because they used the double U-turn. And a number of the challenges, like they got lucky, and like a number of the legs, they got lucky, and they kept on coming last in the leg.
I
before
was
elimination, so I think it's fair win. They really did persevere.
I was convinced that Extreme was going to win, and I was very surprised that they didn't.
Same.
I was mildly spoiled by Dave's tweet. Thanks, Dave. But
you didn't have to go on Twitter.
Wait, I want to hear Paul. I want to hear what Paul has to say.
I didn't go on Twitter. I get an automatic notification when someone likes it.
Okay, Paul, just keep going because I want to hear this.
Right? Yeah, I was genuinely surprised when Team Extreme didn't win. So I guess that in a way that made the finale more interesting to me. But that's really the only reason. Narrative-wise, I understand what Chris is saying. It seemed like the season was more building up for Team Extreme to win. Chris wanted the underdog. Team Big Brother, it seems like they were just there. But you know, we love them from Big Brother, so that's.
I love them for Big Brother. This is what I will say. I love them for Big Brother. I'm glad they got this opportunity. I'm glad they performed very well, and I'm glad that they made it to the final three. But like I said, narrative structure, like a narrative. I know it's reality TV, and it's not like a movie or like a normal TV shows. It just was not.
Show.
It just was not satisfying. I was not satisfied with this ending. I just think if Henry and Evan won, like they were the underdogs. It was 3 against 1, the last leg, 3 against 1. And if they just won it, I would have felt so good about it.
I never thought of Henry and Evan as the underdogs until the other 3 teams were like, we want, them to come in last.
Yeah.
That was when I thought that they were the underdogs. I always thought that Big Brother and Henry and Team Yale were the top 2. That's how I felt. And
Team Big Brother? No, Team Extreme was number 1 the entire season.
No. I felt like they were the 2 strongest teams. That was my opinion before the show started.
Before the show started.
From the beginning, I thought that Team Yale and Big Brother were the 2 strongest teams.
Despite Team Extreme getting first place in the first leg of the race.
I'm talking about like when the show first. Like yeah. That's how I felt because I mean, just because you won one leg doesn't mean you're going to win the other ones. Team Extreme obviously did incredibly well. I mean, like their average throughout the whole entirety of the show, they did the best.
All right. Well, okay. Well, good job conceding that point.
Well, overall, like this is the thing. It's like I'm going to compare this to Big Brother 19. I really am. I'm sorry I have to do this. I'm sorry if whoever is watching doesn't like this. Just let me finish. Just let me finish.
Let him finish.
I don't like the competitive. Like they were really good competitive. They were really good. They had a lot of good ties with the other teams. None of the other teams wanted them out. They were really good. Even with Lucas and Brittany, like Jessica screwing over like Brittany with the whole gnome thing and stuff like that. They're really good players, but it made the season overall a predictable ending. And that's just me saying it as a narrative wise, but I'm glad they won the $1 million. It makes sense now after all the where they're living right now and the engagement ring we found out before. Now it's
it looked expensive, right?
right?
Yeah,
looked
I was like,
expensive,
wow.
and they bought an.
Makes
They
sense
it looks like
now.
they bought an apartment too. So I was trying to put it together. I'm like, either they did really well in The Amazing Race, or they have some sort of new endorsement.
Yeah,
I
or I mean, just
that
Yeah.
Jessica made decent money anyway, and Cody's
yeah,
very
that's what I thought
versatile.
too. Yeah,
Cody's very
because I was
versatile.
surprised.
He talked about what he
I was
wanted
very
to
sur-
do in the house. Go ahead, Chris.
so I was very once I heard the engagement ring, I was like, all right, that's nice. But now that they won, it makes sense. Now it all makes sense.
Oh, that's what it is.
I was like,
I
okay, now it's all starting to make sense.
I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you, Chris, about it being predictable that they won. I thought it would have been predictable if Team Extreme won, so that's
I
why I
agree
was
with that.
shocked. But
Okay, that
yeah,
makes
I
sense.
definitely agree that narrative-wise, you always want a big twist at the end. I know that's what you're learning in like class and stuff. And yeah, if Team Yao won, that would have been a big twist.
But that's the problem with it. It's like, I
You
mean,
can't
I
control
get
that though.
I get the editing structure, but I mean, again, like
It's kind
we have
of like a
no,
little.
Chris. I totally get what you mean. We've taken many
No, I
of
was
the
gonna
same
say something else.
classes, but the problem is like it's the genre in
Not
the
my
end.
school.
Yeah, okay.
my
I don't
school.
go. All right, well, whatever. I didn't go to grad school because I'm doing something else. But point is,
Not in Chris's school.
it's okay. All right.
Just finish. All right. Yeah. What were you saying? What were you saying, Dave?
It's a different genre. This isn't this. Believe it or not, viewers and people, this isn't totally scripted television. It's still the genre
I'm not
is still
saying that. I'm
Not-
saying I'm not saying
just
that.
wanna
I'm
finish my
saying.
sentence.
Let me finish.
Chris, let him finish.
Okay.
It's-
No.
It's still a
This is the
reality
thing, I'm-
competition.
Chris,
I
let
know
him
that. I
finish.
understand that. I understand that it's a reality competition, but I'm saying they were on Big Brother. They came on Amazing Race and they won, and it just looks like kind of like why Paul came back into Big Brother 19 is because he lost Big Brother 18. They brought him back for 19, and
Win.
and to win, just for him to win. And
Yeah.
it's
But
something
these are
that CBS starts to
these are
do.
totally different TV shows.
It's all CBS. It's all CBS.
Okay, guys,
And
guys,
that's the
guys,
part
guys,
where
guys.
it started getting like okay.
All right, that's the part where we
got some people talking in the guys.
Okay,
We got
let's
some people talking in the chat. So shut up for once, Jesus. All right, Jen and Chris really fought to win. I'm sorry they lost so badly because they won so much at the start. Yeah, I definitely felt bad for them. They were doing really, really well. Just Sheldon says average wise, Team Extreme did the best. Yep.
Absolutely true.
Yes.
Winnipeg.
100%.
Winnipeg says, I don't like Jess and Cody and Big Brother. Still don't like them, but I was kind of glad Cody won. Not so much Jess because she's obnoxious.
Yeah, she's
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just
She
a
was
little
kind
bit.
of she was kind of a little obnoxious during like when she was building her plane, like just telling Chrissy like to shut up, and that's why I was like surprised. Evan, my bad, telling like Evan to shut up. That's why I was kind of.
Sell the same, Dave. They're all losers.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was obnoxious at all because I thought Evan's yelling was obnoxious, even though I understand it was just cheering him on. But I mean, come on, even Henry told her shut up.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so I guess we'll end it there. Guys. Yeah, we're going to a diner after this, or at least Dave and I are. Chris may be joining. I'm not sure. I want to thank you guys for watching. This was an amazing season. Honestly, we will definitely be doing The Amazing Race season 31 when that comes out. I assume next year. It was honestly it was really fun watching this. I was really excited. I want to thank you guys for watching with us and commenting, chatting with us. If you enjoy other CBS shows such as Survivor, which is premiering next Wednesday, so we will be covering that as well, or Celebrity Big Brother, which you guys know we've been covering a lot for the past few weeks, and which has a finale on Sunday and a double eviction on Friday. So please stay tuned for our recaps of those episodes. Amazing journey. Great winner. We started watching the show because of Jess and Cody, and they ended up winning the show. So in a way, this all came back full circle for Reality Room Podcast as well. So in a way,
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I kind of like that. From Washington Square Park to San Francisco, great season. If you guys support our channel, please go down to our Patreon link below. We give shout outs to those that donate $3 or more a month. Speaking of shout outs, let's give a shout out to Patty, our biggest supporter. Thank you so much, Patty, for everything that you do for us and for always watching, of course. If you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Cool. Whatever. Also, please subscribe because YouTube changed their policy recently, so we are no longer a YouTube partner because they're assholes. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. So we now need 1,000 subscribers to be a YouTube partner again. And I really want to be a YouTube partner again. Sorry for calling you assholes, YouTube, but you kind of are. But anyway, until next time, guys. Peace.
Take care, guys.
See ya.